Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Back here with a pretty big update. You guys can see a lot is done to the car since the last update. We have the front fenders are all done with the built-in striping, and got the hood. The hood and engine bay is all put together now. Got our battery cables in there now. The hood, which is a little modified. Basically with the hood, these black parts here originally ran all the way to the bottom there, you guys can see. And this hood, it tilts down ever so slightly, like barely, but it's enough to where if you bring this black all the way down, it has an interference fit with the firewall right there, and the hood doesn't like to close all the way. And that, including these cables being up too high, all that kind of contributes to the hood not closing very well. So I modified that literally just one stud shorter, so the hood, when it's closed all the way down, it lines up really nice, looks really good. So that's a fix I've done to every single car. We have the dash in. Got our stickered speedometer on there. That all looks really good. I did, you guys can see I got some windows going in now. Have the door interiors. Of course, the windows are built on top of the door interiors. Where I've made changes from the mock, and you guys have seen this in my past videos of the normal 1A back here, is you guys can see originally the mock has you doing gray tile across the top, but in the movie this striping opens when the door opens. It's attached to the top of the door. And in the mock build, it has you building it as part of the roof, and I didn't like that. I wanted it to open with the door, so just a simple change, a bunch of 1x1 tiles, alternating colors, just gotta make sure they're in the right pattern. On this door, I can't have the window roll-up handle on there because it interferes with the computer, so simply just put a 1x1 gray brick in there, fill that spot. Door closes really nice, and you guys will remember this from the Frozen Empire version and the Afterlife version with the gunner seat. That that window roll-up handle is really tight in there, so I actually have to like prop it up a little bit, and it fits tight up against the seat. But the door closes really nice. Pushes the seat over just slightly, not enough to really cause any issue. And most of the issues that I kind of had to work through on the other two cars, I remembered those fixes and implemented them on this. So this door, the interior slopes down on this side, and the original build, it slopes down on this side too, but that slope piece hits this pillar right here and won't allow the door to close very well. And so we just have like a 3x1 brick in there to fill that space. A little bit of a goofy overhang here, but it is what it is. I tried to rework this like many different ways, and just found out that that was a nice easy fix. Lets the door close really nice. I do have the attached trim on the bottom here, and also the frame support on this side. So all that's been put on, and that door closes, kind of fits up into place there, and actually is kind of held in by this 1x1 red tile right there. And then another modification that had to be done was not going too thick on this. There's supposed to be plate backing this pillar right here, and I found out that it's too thick for how the door opens now. You guys can see that area right there becomes an interference fit. So that was another issue that I remembered on the other two cars and took care of right away. And so all this went a lot more smooth this go around because I was kind of prepared and I remembered some of the issues that I had and how I worked through those issues. So I'm really happy with how that looks now. So that'll swing open, and then the seat will slide out, turn it around, and that's ready for action. So that looks really, really cool on the 1A platform. Really cool. Other things that I've done so far since the last, of course, the little bit of the back window work has been done here. The wheels, I do have the wheels on. These are the skinnier wheels that is going to go on all the cars. I like how those look way better. They're not these big bulky thick tires. They're more of like a standard vehicle sized tire, and so that's like perfect. I have my modification for the hub covers. I showed you guys that in probably the first update on this build of how I got those moon caps on there. Pretty simple solution for that. That worked out really well. So making some good progress. Everything's looking really good so far. It's really starting to look like a car now. Front end, got the headlights in with the new way to build them through the mock, different from Lego's way, so those look really nice. The hood is also built a little different on the top from the mock. The whole hood is completely redesigned, basically. The mock build has basically a strip of 1x6 and 1x4 tiles on each side, and I don't really know why, when you can just do another row of the 2x6 and 2x4 tiles. So that's been taken care of on all the hoods as well, except for the other cars that have the vents here. The 1A does not have these hood vents, so those are not on this particular model. But everything's looking really good. I really get to see that stripe start to come to life now on the side of the car. And I like that it's not a sticker. It's actually a combination of a bunch of 1x1 plates with a couple 2x1 plates that are in certain areas, but it's mostly 1x1 plates that are stacked. It's a little tedious to put those all together, square them up, make sure they're not like off center from each other, make sure they're lined up nice, make sure they're lined up once they're in the doors and the fenders and all that. So I would say that's probably the most tedious part of this whole car, is just all the little 1x1 plate stacks that you have to build. But other than that, there's nothing that's like overly tedious. These mocks and this car in general is a pretty in-depth build. Definitely you want to have experience with kind of doing your own thing with Lego to do a mock like this, and then especially if you're making a lot of changes like I make a ton of changes, so not an easy thing for a beginner or somebody who's only done a little bit of Lego work. But you know, at the end of the day, instructions are instructions. If you can follow instructions, you can build a car. It's just a lot of my own changes really make things a little complicated here and there. So, but yeah, it's coming along really cool. It's cool to see some wheels on it. I wanted to kind of get the feel of how those new wheels look on there, and I really like them. They're just sized way better. Not having those super thick tires on there anymore. So, next we'll be working on the front door interiors and the windows, and then probably getting the windshield in and all that stuff. Once I do get to the roof is going to be a little different. So I'm going to have to kind of reference back to what I did on this car here, because the 1A mock has the roof kind of built different, and I went back and did the Ecto-1 mock roof and made it just a couple modifications for all the little bit of 1A stuff. So I gotta kind of remember and go back and see what I did there. I'll have to reference back to the just Ecto-1 mock to do that. And then of course a lot of my changes that I made on the rack, you guys got to see all that in a video where I kind of talked about what I changed on the rack to make things a little bit better, a little bit more per the prototype, per the real thing. So a lot of work on that yet to come, and just a lot of work left in general, but it's getting there. It's really starting to look like a car, so it's exciting to see it come this far, start to look really cool. So that's gonna be it for this update, guys. Hopefully you're enjoying seeing the work a little bit more step by step, trying to do a little bit better on this one. I know I kind of missed a few things, just kind of getting the fenders done, but I was some of that stuff I just kind of sit and build, and I don't really think to film it, and then I gotta go back and kind of tell you guys about it. So, but anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, take care.